I've realized that I can just use this little circle here, square, more likely, Minecraft. If I just what was the beginning of that sentence? I got distracted by thinking about Minecraft. There's this fucking cut inside of my goddamn mouth every time I open up my goddamn spoken mouth. Like it fucking hurts. You gotta let the cat in. If you don't let your cat in, your cat's gonna leave. If you don't open up to let your cat inside to get the food and nutrients that it needs, it's gonna shrivel up and die, or it's gonna go find someone else to go get that food from. Be the cat supplier, not the cat killer. Message to you folks coming from you from the JRR. Epsilon Euphrates, or whatever the fuck Jake's brother says. We're gonna be talking about, God, this fucking cut in my mouth, god damn it. Oh, God. Cooking up a home-cooked meal of UFC news for you guys. Cooking up a plate of fucking platanos so you guys can eat these little bites and information. That way you get into the in the know. You get up to date on what's happening now. And here it comes at you. UFC news. April Fool's Day. And to start off April Fool's Day, we have Merab versus O'Malley 2. Yeah, I think that's where a lot of this energy I'm having is coming from, because I don't give a fuck about Merab versus O'Malley 2. Kind of a big whatever. I don't know who is really looking forward to this match. We all saw the first one at the Sphere, and I'm glad that Merab won. I would have loved to see Sean win by some knockout to really put on a cool striking affair there, but that's not what happened, and it is not what's going to happen again. What's your game plan here? What's the game plan? You're going to wrestle him this time? You're going to actually meet him on the ground and try to take him down or something? You're going to try to better outstrike him? Merab's just going to wrestle fuck you again and just play with you. He's going to fucking be murdering and kissing up all in your back. What is the excitement draw factor from seeing Merab and O'Malley 2? Is that hopefully the same thing happens again? Hopefully Merab does better this time. Maybe hopefully O'Malley does better this time. There's nothing here that makes me wish for something different, excited for anything different, care that this is happening, make me want to tune in. It's absolutely not hitting any of the marks I want to be feeling right now. Fucking Bilal versus Shavkat, Bilal versus fucking Jack Della Maddalena, Sean Brady versus Edwards, Cejudo versus Song. Everyone has an if factor and a what's going to happen, who knows. I'm excited about what's going to happen. I don't have any desire to fucking, any feeling of that kind of desire for Merab versus O'Malley 2. So disappointing. As soon as I saw that it was posted like an hour ago or something like that, wow, man, what a disappointment. You could have had Merab versus Peter Yan 2. You could have had Merab versus Sandhagen versus Umar 2. There's a ton of other fights you could have done and gave Sean a moment to try and get a rematch fight, fucking earn his belt back. But they're just giving O'Malley the O'Malley treatment of where he just gets to do whatever he wants because the UFC likes him as the pretty boy for the division, I guess. Not that I've ever seen a community actually support and like O'Malley beyond his striking, and this is kind of the way he sometimes his vibe is, I guess. And as a father, of course, everyone loves a good father, but like beyond that, like, fuck. He's borderline close to being hated as much as Ian Machado Gary is, who we're going to talk about in just a minute. Yeah, they're going to be fighting at UFC 316. Not happy. Not happy. If you like this fight and have something to look forward to, I mean, say something about it because I want to know what the fuck it is. Disappointing as fuck. Well, whatever. Bleh, a little bit, bleh, whatever. Bleh, you fucking nasty. I don't like it that much. At the same time, we're going to be getting Juliana Pena versus Kayla Harris. And that fight, as the co-main, I actually am anticipating that's going to be more entertaining of a fight than Merab and O'Malley. Again, this is no shit on Merab. Sadly, though, you got to shit on Merab, actually, because it's not the most thrilling of fights sometimes. Umar was amazing because he really defied all the odds and dominated Umar, which no one saw coming, really. I expected him to win, but I didn't expect that badly of a victory over Umar. For Pena versus Harris, they are going to be a lot more striking, a lot more intensity, a lot more ferocity, and a lot more danger, specifically coming from Harris. I'm not going to put a prediction right now because from what I saw from Juliana Pena, I don't like any of it. I saw her versus take her fucking belt last time she was out. Man, it was cool, all right, But my God, was that not the most exciting fucking night? Am I right? Like, if you saw that and you're really fucking real uppity and happy about the way it turned out, I don't get really you want from the UFC. Not to say that it was outright bad, But again, it was just like, oh, this is fine. We've seen more exciting women's fights in the past couple weeks than we have seen for the main events like that. Besides Yan Jana, besides Zhang Wei Li, Yan Jana is fighting in a couple weeks in 314. Keep an eye out for Yan Jana. All I'm saying is look out for that motherfucking bitch because she's fucking tough as nails. But speaking about Pena versus Harris, I am gonna say now though, even though I'm gonna have to do research and really dive into Pena to see what she's done. Of course, I know that she's fought Nunez and defeated her way back when. She's, I think, a two-time belt holder right now. But Harris is on the momentum. She's a two-time gold Olympic athlete. Bro, if you are able to beat Harris, whoa, are you on a different level then? Because Harris is on a different level. Good luck to Pena. I think she's going to need all the help she can get. I'm going to be rooting for her, I think, that night just because I really would like an underdog victory there. And I mean, she's going to be a big underdog. I'm looking forward to that one. I'm looking forward to that one way more than Merab versus O'Malley. Terrible to say, but this is the reality we live in. I would be so thrilled to see. Okay, we're gonna go back to talk about Merab though. I would be so much more excited to see O'Malley fight anyone. He could have fought Corey Sandhagen this entire time, but he just said, nah, that's gonna be a bit too hard of a fight. I'm gonna go in there against Merab, get my ass wrestle fucked, and get fucked by him. And then I'll leave after that because at least I won't be too damaged. Man, do what you want, but whatever. As a fan, it's just like, it's not the best fights. The best of the best are not going against each other right now. And it's a little bit disappointing that we're just getting a replay of something we already saw. Again, whatever. Who gives a fuck? I give a fuck. That's what I'm talking about. And again, that's why I want to complain about it. But either way, let's just focus on Harris versus Pena. There's not much more to say. Excited. I actually am looking forward to that fight. It's not going to be the most showstopper of a fight, but I hope that they prove me hard wrong. I hope I'm extremely wrong about my opinions right now. So let's see them do it. Let's be excited. Let's hype up for them. Fuck O'Malley and fucking Merab shit. I like Merab and I like O'Malley enough. So fuck that kind of fight. But excited for Pena. Yay, Pena. Yay, Harris. Hurrah about that. If you have a different opinion, again, say something about that shit. Fucking say, speak up, man. If you're watching the speak a little something. Now, next on the docket, Carlos Prates versus Ian Machado Gary, headlining the fight night in Kansas City. What disappointment. At the same time, I also want to talk about how we were robbed of a fantastic night of Prates versus Jeff Neal in 314. That would have been an electric stand-up fight. That would have been a very back and forth affair. I like the word affair for describing a fight, I guess. But we would have seen an amazing striking fight there. We would have seen a brilliant knockout at some point. We would have seen a brilliant TKO by someone. Really heart versus heart, fist versus fist, face versus face. But we're not getting that now. And instead, where we're getting replacement is the fight happening at a later point against Gary, who, I got to be honest, I enjoy Ian Gary's fights. I enjoy his fights. I don't see much to hate as him as a person. I just was apparently out of nowhere. I just see a bunch of hate towards Ian Gary, and I just was like, what? Okay, I don't know the fucking whole situation, but I'm not gonna fucking be all hella interested in his personal like family life. Like fuck that shit. I don't give a fuck about that. His style of fighting though is what's intriguing me in this matchup. This is gonna be a harder fight for Prates now. Like Ian Gary is no fucking joke when it comes to grappling and submissions. He almost submitted Shavkat, went to a decision with Shavkat, who no one does. And you got to give credit where credit is due. Ian Gary is an impressive grappler. He will fucking figure out a way to win if he's able to. And I think it's going to be an actually fairly easy night for him against Prates. I'm not going to put a prediction right now, but I would love to see Prates land some knockout blows and find a way to keep it standing, keep Ian Gary from taking him down. But it's against Ian Gary, who tends to take people down. He took down and stopped Michael Venom Page from beating him in a striking match by taking it to the cage and bringing him down against the wall. Bro, that's all he got to do against Prates. Prates has not been put up against a test against someone like Gary. Venom Page has been fighting against a bunch of people in Bellator his entire life, and so he had a better chance against that. And he's Michael Venom Page, who's extremely talented. And Shavkat is, again, a guy who also grapples a lot, so there was a lot more to work with there. We're not seeing any grappling work from Prates yet. We've only been seeing striking. Not the weirdest matchup. It makes sense. It's just that such a big thing of air was just ripped out of my body, and now it's being replaced by a nice bubble. But that bubble isn't filling the giant space that was there. That was Jeff Neal versus Prates. whatever. But what we had lined up was way more exciting. Jamal Hill versus Khalil Rountree would have been a spectacular fight night. And if you hadn't seen my previous videos, bro, you could tell how fucking excited I was for that fight. I wanted that fight before. Like, damn, I wish that fight was happening. I'm happy at least we're still getting Pratis to cover that fight. It makes sense that you would want to put him there to save that night. Tough. It's maybe I'm feeling more that I'm just nervous for either guy. I would love to see Pratis win this and then, move towards getting another fight above his rankings and again just get another shot upwards. Of course, again, he's going against a guy who's giving him a shot at his number right now. So cool. I'm just left still with disappointment just seeing how things are turning out. I would have expected Carlos Pratis to stay on 314 and have another fight there. It's not what's happening. He's getting pushed back. Whatever. We'll deal with it as it is. Excited still. The news today is fuck, man, I guess it is what it is. That's the title of today's video. Fuck, man, I guess it is what it is. All right. In other news that I want to talk about is that Conor McGregor was putting out some weird statements when he was doing the BKFC post interview. And bro, who was thinking that this guy's gonna fight? If he's gonna fight, who is he there to fight anymore? Michael Chandler is a bit, to me, too good to fight Conor McGregor right now in terms of the quality and what he's been actually doing. He's active. I feel like Conor would have to fight someone who's barely in the rankings and barely has any standing inside the UFC in order to have just a nice show and just retire based off of 1 or 2 fights. Who gives a fuck? He's going to run for presidency. It's not going to matter much long term. Fuck it. I just want to see him say, I have retired from the UFC and I'm going to compete in bare knuckle boxing once or twice and mostly just make my money promoting this shit. Get out of here. I'm done with it. I'm tired of being hyped up and then for all that fucking shit to be ripped away. You had a chance last time. You broke your fucking toe and it's over. Stop talking about it. Let's not fucking discuss it anymore. Just flat out, Conor McGregor's out. Done. No more talk about it. Let's just be done with it. Even if he does get a fight by surprise somehow, who gives a fuck? Fuck it. That's not an exciting fight. He's just going to get his ass whooped and be slow. You know what? If a McGregor fight at this point would be less exciting than Merab 2, Pena versus Harris, and Pratis versus Gary. Fuck it. Who gives a shit? Goddamn. The news is not making me happy today. The news is making me upset, man. The news will lie to you. The news will distraught you. The news will delude you and dilute you. Keep those words in mind, my friends. Keep those words in mind. Last thing I want to talk about is Topuria versus Islam. That is still in the air. What is going on with Topuria versus Islam? Who is Topuria going to fight? Because at this point, the way it's taking to reveal his fight makes it feel like they're waiting for a later date, October or sometime like that, to announce his fight because they want to set him up with Islam. I don't like it. I don't like that fight. This section right here is all about hopefully someone fucking sees this video and just starts fucking conversing and debating with me. Because do you want to see Islam versus Topuria now? I like Topuria. They're both awesome as fuck. Islam is a different level of awesome because he's been in this and defending his belt for so long at this point and proved himself time and time again. Topuria proved himself time and time. I don't think that's deserving of an Islam title shot right away. That's ridiculous to me. I still think you give Topuria Dustin Poirier, which sadly just at this point seems like it's not going to happen. You give him Justin Gaethje, which it seems like that's just not possible because Justin Gaethje is going to fight for a belt after Arman or Charles. Potentially fight one of those two guys and then get the belt shot after that. But probably at this point, the one who's going to save both of these guys' ass to give them either one a title shot with a good performance, Arman versus Topuria. Just make that fight. That is the number one contender fight. Give Islam Charles for their fight again. Hopefully Charles is able to be doing something here, but I'm not figuring that out. I'm not seeing that reality. But with a Arman versus Topuria fight, that will force Justin Gaethje to fight the winner of one of those two for the title belt, for the title opportunity, and clear some things up. I think the division is really getting heavy at the top, and it's getting confusing. Who's doing what? Where is who's going? Who's fighting next? Let's clear it up. Let's get a couple fights going. Let's just make it clear for who deserves the belt after Charles, because I think Charles is the one that deserves it the most right now. And just fucking clean up this goddamn division right now. It's one of the best divisions. It's the best division in the entire UFC. So we got to get some clarity here. We got to fucking put some drops of some fucking chlorophyll and make this shit seem clear as fucking day. It's confusing. Let's get this fucking shit righted out and just get this shit making sense. That's kind of all I have. I'm just excited about the new announcements, but I'm also not excited. I mean, what does this say that the UFC cares about? The UFC does care about the fights that are just going to sell. And I think they know Merab versus O'Malley 2 is going to sell pretty well compared to all the other ones. And so that does also imply that Topuria versus Islam is going to be selling. So they're going to set up that fight. Dustin versus Max will sell too. So they're going to probably push for that fight. Disappointment all around. If that's the way it's working, is that the way it's going, then just keep your eye out for fight nights. And hopefully the fight nights will be the right kind of fucking shit to look out for, because that will satisfy the urge of seeing the best versus the best. Have a good night. Fucking live well, die well, do whatever you got to do. Fuck off and yeah.